Thank you so much for joining me for this class today. It's going to be a beginner friendly class, so we're going to have lots of cues, lots of instructions, and of course you can always turn around and have a quick look at the screen if you're still wondering what it is that I'm doing. So hopefully you can follow along with this one pretty simply. I've also planned a series of classes for January, and so I'm going to be releasing one every day over the January period that are going to be designed specifically for absolute beginners. So whether you've done any yoga before or you've never tried it, it's going to be the perfect classes for you. So please do be sure to subscribe and join along for those classes in January. So for this one today, we're going to go ahead and get started in a tabletop position with some gentle cat-cow movement. So coming down on all fours with the hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips, finding a nice stable position just to start with. We're going to inhale, lifting the chest and the tailbone, just allowing the belly to drop. And then with the exhale, we're going to tuck the chin and the tailbone, drawing them together, pressing down into the hands. Inhaling, drawing the chest through the arms. And then exhaling, curling everything under, maybe taking a little sway from side to side. And inhaling, lowering the belly, lifting the chest. Exhaling, doming the back. Pressing down through the hands, drawing the tailbone in towards the face. Inhaling, lifting the chest and the tailbone. And just keeping that movement going. Maybe adding a little bit of forwards and backwards movement. Maybe a little bit of side to side. Just finding all the areas in the body that are holding on to any last little bits of tension, just slowly working to melt that away. And then when you feel ready, coming to a place of stillness, tucking the toes behind. With the exhale, we're going to take the hips all the way back and up into our downward facing dog. Maybe bending the knees and lifting the heels here, right? The object here is to have a nice straight back. So creating a straight line all the way from the hands up to the tip of the tailbone. Breathing deeply into the belly. With the next exhale, we're going to bend deeply into the knees, looking at the space in between the hands. And then exhaling, stepping all the way forwards. Coming to the top of the mat, finding our forward fold, maybe tucking the chin, breathing into the belly, and then with the next inhale, we're going to lift the hands up over the head, breathing in, exhaling, folding forwards, hands come to the shins, inhaling, lifting the chest halfway, and then exhaling, planting the hands, stepping back into our plank pose. Breathing in deeply, pressing down into the hands. With the exhale, we're going to lower all the way down to the mat. Taking the hands under the shoulders. We're going to inhale, lifting the chest. And then exhaling, bending at the knees, sending the hips all the way back into our child's pose. Reaching forwards with the hands, maybe taking a little sway from side to side again. Starting to wake up the hips. Breathing deeply into the belly. And releasing a full exhale. With the next inhale, we're coming up into our tabletop pose, taking the hands under the shoulders, tucking the toes behind us, breathing in deeply here, breathing in deeply here, and then with the exhale, taking the hips all the way back and up into our downward facing dog. Maybe taking a gentle pedal of the legs, bending one knee at a time, lifting the ankles off of the floor, allowing the hips to rise and fall. Maybe taking a gentle shake of the head, Just releasing any tension that's built up in the neck and the tops of the shoulders. And then making sure you've got a little bit of space behind you. On the next inhale, we're going to take the left foot all the way up behind us. On the next inhale, we're going to take the right foot all the way up behind us. Reaching back with the foot, and then exhaling, we're going to take the chest forwards, finding a three-legged plank pose here. Breathing in here. With the exhale, we're going to lower the left knee, keeping that right foot lifted, turning the left toes out to the sides, inhaling, lifting the right hand off the floor, and then with the exhale, we're going to see about bending the right knee, drawing the right foot in towards the right glute, and then taking the right hand back, maybe taking hold of the right foot, inhaling, pressing the hips forwards, finding stretch all across the front of the right hip, staying for the exhale, and then inhaling, pressing the hips forwards. With the exhale, we're going to release the foot, taking the hand back down to the mat, keeping that back foot lifted. So we're going to tuck the left toes here. With the inhale, we're going to lift the left knee off of the floor, and then exhaling, taking the right foot all the way back and up into our three-legged dog. Exhaling, taking the right foot all the way forwards in between the hands, finding our runner's lunge. So feeling like we're at the beginning of a race, maybe taking a gentle rock forwards and backwards, bringing a little bit of movement into the hips, the knees, maybe the toes. And then slowly starting to see about taking the momentum forwards. So taking the weight into the right foot, maybe finding the balance where the left foot is lifted, and then with an inhale, extending the right leg, lifting the left foot all the way up behind, drawing the shoulder blades together to find a nice straight back. Maybe the hands come to prayer at the heart center. Breathing in deeply, squeezing the left glute to keep the left leg lifted. With the next exhale, we're going to turn, with the next exhale, we're going to start to lift the chest, keeping the left foot off of the floor, drawing the knee forwards and through. So we're just standing on the right leg with the left leg lifted. Inhaling, reaching the arms up overhead. With the exhale, we're going to bend into the right knee, crossing the left leg with the left leg over the top. Maybe taking the right arm under the left. Maybe the palms meet, maybe the backs of the hands. As you inhale, we want to lift the elbows. Exhaling, sinking the hips. Inhaling, lifting the elbows. Exhaling, sinking the hips. And then with the next inhale, reaching upwards, unraveling everything. Taking the legs wide. We're going to exhale, folding forwards. Breathing deeply into the belly. Allowing the release all through the backs of the legs. Staying for one more deep breath here. With the next inhale, we're going to plant the hands, stepping the feet all the way back into our plank pose. Breathing in here, pressing the hands downwards. With the exhale, we're going to come forwards and down, maybe all the way, maybe halfway. Inhaling, lifting the chest. And then exhaling, taking the hips all the way back and up into our downward facing dog. Breathing into the belly here. Maybe taking a gentle pedal of the legs once more. But with the next inhale, we're going to lift the left foot all the way up behind, reaching it as high as it'll go, squeezing the left glute. next inhale, we're going to take the chest down and forwards till we come into our plank with that left leg lifted. Breathing in here, pressing down through the hands. With the exhale, we're going to lower the right knee, taking the toes out to the side, keeping that left foot lifted. Inhaling, lifting the left arm high, turning the chest to the left. With the next exhale, we're going to see about squeezing the glutes, bending the knee, taking the left foot all the way in towards the glutes. Maybe reaching behind, taking hold of the foot. And as you inhale, we're going to press the hips forwards. Breathing into the belly, feeling the release all across the front of the left hip. Relaxing the neck, pressing down into the right hand. One more inhale here. And then with the exhale, we're going to release the foot, but we're going to keep it lifted, right? Taking the left hand back down to the mat, turning the back toes, or the right toes to the back, tucking them. With the next inhale, we're going to lift the right knee. Exhaling, taking the left foot high, breathing deeply into the belly, lifting it as high as it'll go. With the next exhale, taking the left foot in between the hands, breathing in here, finding the balance. I'm going to shuffle back a little bit, taking a gentle rock forwards and backwards, starting to build the momentum, right? So we're starting to take the weight from back to front, and then maybe finding a point where we can balance. Maybe extending the left leg long, maybe taking the hands to pray at the heart center, drawing the shoulder blades together, so finding a nice straight back, squeezing the right glutes, lifting the right foot higher. With the next exhale, we're going to start to lift the chest, keeping the right foot off of the floor, drawing the knee into the front, breathing in here. With the exhale, taking the right leg over the left, so we're coming into that eagle leg variation here. Inhaling, reaching up with the hands. Exhaling, sinking the hips low. Maybe taking the left arm under the right, and maybe the palms of the hands meet, maybe just the backs of the hands. But inhaling, lifting the elbows. Exhaling, sinking the hips. Inhaling, lifting the elbows. Exhaling, sinking the hips a little lower. And then with the next inhale, taking the arms and the legs wide. Exhaling, folding forwards into our wide leg forward fold. Maybe the hands stay on the hips. Maybe they come down towards the ankles, drawing the chest through the legs, breathing deeply into the belly. Exhaling fully. Taking another deep breath here. Before taking both hands down to the mat, stepping back into our plank pose, breathing in deeply. With the exhale, we're going to come forwards and down, inhaling, lifting the chest, and then with the exhale, taking the hips all the way back and up into our downward facing dog. Just the one big breath here. And then with the exhale, we're going to land both the knees, and we're going to take the legs wide. So finding a nice wide legged seat here. Breathing in deeply, flexing the feet at the ankles. We're going to inhale, reaching the arms upwards. And then with the exhale, we're going to take the right forearm inside of the right leg. Inhaling, sweeping the left arm up and over, reaching towards the toes, but keeping the chest nice and open here. Breathing into the belly. With every inhale, feeling the release all through the left side ribs. Relaxing the neck, allowing the right ear to fall towards the right shoulder. With the next exhale, we're going to land the left hand down, taking the hands into the center, finding a gentle forward fold, breathing deeply into the belly. And you don't have to come down too far into this one to feel it, right? So maybe taking the hands to the feet. Maybe the forehead comes down towards the floor. Maybe the chest rests down. Breathing deeply into the belly. One more inhale. And then with the exhale, we're going to walk the hands over towards the left foot. So the left forearm comes down inside of the left leg. Inhaling, sweeping the right arm up and over towards the left toes. Keeping the chest nice and open. Breathing into the belly, feeling the release all through the right side ribs now. Taking just 2 more deep breaths here. And taking the right hand down to the mat, walking the hands back in, lifting the chest, coming down onto the back, breathing deeply into the belly. Maybe taking the knees into the chest here. Maybe taking a gentle sway from side to side, or making little bicycles with the knees. Finding any last movement that feels good for you. Maybe squeezing the forehead in towards the knees. And then with the next exhale, we're going to lay the arms and the legs long. Taking one last deep inhale here. And finding our final resting pose.